Greenway supports itself through the production of products for the horticultural industry.
Greenway takes resources that probably for the most part are considered garbage or junk and turns them into a product that has value, is natural, and fits into the lifestyle of people, whether they are interested in backyard gardening, major construction in urban settings. Permaculture is the word that a lot of people are using for, that type of activity that would mimic what nature does.
We have grown and are continuing to grow a network of permaculture teachers and designers and practitioners and interested people that's all over the Northeast.
So I think of permaculture as a part of this whole process of sustainability, where you're trying to create some kind of a responsible relationship with the environment in which you live.
We wanted to incorporate the activities of the site, at least some of the activities of the site, into the environmental studies program. And the way we decided to do that was to follow up on student initiatives.
And colleges don't exist in a vacuum. In that sense, they have to be able to meet their customers' needs, and that's who they are, the students and the parents.
Students and faculty wanted to compost at Vassar. We wanted to compost in senior housing. We wanted to compost in the dining facilities like the retreat and ACDC. Greenway actually made it happen.
The composting system starts with the collection. The workers are trained and they know exactly what we need in order to make a fine-grade compost.
Food waste composting at Vassar has been happening kind of sporadically, ad hoc, for a long time. The college also set aside a spot at the farm and did some food waste composting, but they didn't do a very good job, and it made a real eyesore nose. It was a mess.
What makes it work is the fact that we collect the compost in compostable bags. When the food waste comes into the site, we combine it with wood chips, hot compost, and a little bit of yard waste to create the proper carbon-nitrogen ratio for a quick decomposition. There's a 30-to-1 volume reduction because food waste is 95% water. So in the heat-up process, in the first 3 days, about 30 parts of the food waste just goes off in steam.
Greenway has a way of being able to mix the materials together in a way that will compost efficiently and correctly.
Now, we have a commitment to environmental education, and in part, that's why we have been successful at Vassar. We don't get any contamination from senior housing, and over the past 2 years, we've collected nearly 10 tons from senior housing. So all of this material together has created a culture out at the farm, which those of you, we're going to have a work day today starting at 1, who want to come out and have a look. Everything that we have taken in is all composted, and it's at about 120 degrees. We work with the students, we work with the local high school students, and we donate 10% of our time, about 4 hours a week, to environmental educational activities.
I think that Greenway is an excellent model for students to be able to experience that a business can be environmentally conscious and economically successful. that we are a for-profit business, and at the end of the day, we do make money, and yet at the same time, we can work within our conscience. And I think that's really good for people to see and learn, not just hear about.
We are one of the largest producers of organic topsoils and mulches in our area. The beginning part of the process is the education, and we educate the companies that bring us the materials. And those people are made aware of our requirements, and they are made aware of what is going to happen with that material and how it's going to be recycled. So that education process is a key, and that's where it starts. Next, we receive the material. Then we combine that material to create a carbon-nitrogen ratio with other materials that we have on the site to start the composting process. And the composting process actually takes about a year from start to finish until we have a good usable product that can find a home in the marketplace. So the water that runs off of our compost facility is contaminated with a variety of different organic compounds that are naturally produced in the decomposition process. So there's nitrates and nitrites. There's a number of biological organisms that are in this water that make it so that it doesn't meet the standard. So that is the primary way that our facility would pollute if we didn't have the constructed wetlands to clean up the water. The constructed wetland receives the water that percolates through our compost facility. And then what the plants do is they hold the wetland together. Through their root system, they put dissolved oxygen back into this saturated environment, and they take up and metabolize the basic elements that are broken down in the wetland soils. So the water that comes down through our marsh, which is shaped like a digestive tract, and then hits the check dam, which slows the water down, and then comes to this level spreader here. This area spreads the water over 36 feet. So the entire system functions just like a natural system, even though it's been constructed. It holds the water for a long period of time, it cleans it up, removes all of the contaminants, and it puts the dissolved oxygen back into the water so that when it's discharged from this facility, it meets all of the standards for drinking water. The constructed wetlands at Vassar Farm were built by the students. And the first wetland was built by our field study students. And the one we're building now is being built by volunteers that are members of the Green Committee.
We basically just help them out digging up the little willow saplings and getting the roots ready to go, and then replanting them in a couple of ditches.
The willow trees put dissolved oxygen back into the water, which brings it to standard that enables fish to live in the water and creates just cleans the water up. Greenway at Vassar is a regional industrial operation. We use approximately 15,000 gallons of diesel fuel per year, and we process tens of thousands of tons of organic waste. So the application of the permaculture concepts to industry is one that is rarely seen, if at all.
it's provided something that's really needed at Vassar in terms of a practical learning space, so taking learning outside of the classroom. Having relationships with groups like Greenway allows the ideas and allows the ideals to be applied.
There's nothing really new in permaculture. Permaculture just takes all these different pieces and puts them together so that they can all function coherently as a whole.
It is a phenomenal experience to do something that every day you look forward to what you're doing. And it is integrated into just about everything that you do. And I feel really blessed. I guess that's the best way I can end this, is that I enjoy what I'm doing. I feel healthy. I feel like I'm giving back to people who really want to learn this and are going to take it even further.
Greenway has showed us what kinds of steps are necessary, what people can do, what I can do when I graduate from Vassar in terms of different possibilities of businesses that are promoting sustainable systems.
Sola, I na doma. Ni dona kare jamala, I na doma.